So I use NNXT, the NNXT sampler a lot. Um, I use it for my drums. I use it for basically everything. Um, so I guess that's the plugin that I use, my go-to plugin, or my go-to Reason device. I also like using the mouse drum. The mouse drum, it's a it's a really powerful synthesizer, and I think it's a grain table synthesizer, so you can use a lot of actual samples as in your synthesizer, like in the oscillators. Recently, Reason got the VSTs, so I use like Massive. I use a lot of Massive. I use Omnisphere, and I use a lot of Arturia plugins, so like Jupiter and Prophet. Yeah, reverbs. I like No, I love Valhalla Reverb. Valhalla Vintage Verb. It's it gets you that sound. It's like the sound, it can get the sound from this small to like this, And Reason also has a built-in reverb called the RV7 digital reverb, and it's amazing. It's like you crank the wetness all the way and you turn down the decay and you can like do crazy shit with it. For me, it's when all the parts make sense and feel complete. So I work, I work on like different sections of the song. So I can spend the whole day working on just the intro and then on the verse. And so I take my time to work on each part of the song. And when I feel, okay, the intro is complete, I don't need anything else. And then it transitions perfectly into the verse and it transitions perfectly into the bridge. And all the parts are moving together. Yeah, then when it feels complete, like when a song is complete, you know. And it's mostly like after years of making songs and listening to music, when you hear a song that sounds complete, what always think about is I could change something in the mix, not the way the song sounds, no. Because when I say I'm done, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I don't want anything to do with the track anymore. But with the mix, I'm self-conscious about the mix, which is why I keep working on the mix and the master. But other than that, no. Mixing as you go. Mixing as you go for me is the most important, it's like the most important thing, because if I have this weird thing where if the song doesn't sound clean as I'm working on it, I completely lose interest. So if the kicks sound muddy, if the snare doesn't snap enough and it's not sounding like a complete song as I'm building it up, I don't, after a while I get tired of it. So I learned how to mix while I'm working on the song, and that's improved, my productivity. Also, learning to create or to have as many non-percussive elements in the song from the get-go. So working on harmonies and melodies and little bits and pieces without having anything solid that actually ties the song down to a specific rhythm or bass, So yeah, when you put like a drum pattern on a song, it basically solidifies the song. It's like, that's it. So when you only have melodic and harmonic elements, you're free to go and explore wherever you want to. But the moment you put a drum and snare and everything, then I'm very, very rhythmic. So my initial inclination is always to have the drums in the song that can make me move and find, but I've tried to, train myself to create all the harmonic elements before putting any rhythmic things on it. Rhythmic elements. Yeah. And I think that's also helped me quite a bit. And then I think another thing is not structuring a song right off the bat, because I had this bad habit of working. I'm working on the intro, then I have to go into the verse. So now I have all these different elements, and I'm like, I can bounce from the verse to the intro and work on different bits and pieces. And I think those are a few.